Hello, welcome to Skye's Daydreams. So I got curious and wanted to see if AliExpress had blank art doll bases that didn't cost a fortune, and sure enough they did. After browsing around a bit, I came across this basic male body for only $11 and decided to order it. I have no expectations because I don't know what I'm gonna get, so let's just dive in together and check it out. It came pretty well packaged, so nice and protected, but not super hard to cut free. So first of all, this doll looks very different from the one I actually ordered. So the listing online showed the body was a lot more basic, like a lot more simple with not that much details. This one is way more detailed, so it actually turned out better than what I thought I was getting. So let's see what the quality is like. Ooh, he came with shoes, and they happen to be the exact shoes I need for my upcoming project, which is great, actually. That's awesome. I was not expecting that. But we'll get to that later. Let's have a look at the body first. Doesn't seem like he's made out of super cheap materials, which is pretty good. I'm no expert in plastics, but it kind of feels like the body is maybe made out of ABS plastic. The bottom legs are rubber, which I guess is fine because that way the joints on the knees can handle a lot more pressure. It does make the doll more bottom heavy, which I think is pretty good because that'll help with posing and with standing up. The arms also seem to be made out of the same rubber-like material. He's got good shoulder joints, the arm can swivel all the way around, and the arm can come straight out with no problems. He's got one of those swivel joints at the bicep, and his elbow can bend pretty good. It's not double jointed though. And he's got a pretty good range of motion in the wrist. He's got a chest joint here, which is pretty cool. It can move from side to side a little bit, and it can move up and down and swivel all the way around the body. It doesn't go as far as the Generation 3 Monster High chest joints do, but it's pretty good. There is a big gap when you do move the chest up and down, so that's kind of something to keep in mind. I don't think it should be a problem though, especially if the doll's wearing clothes. He's got a nice ball joint at the hip. The leg can go all the way out and forward with no problem, and the joint is very smooth and nice and stiff, which is pretty good. It has trouble going backwards, but that's kind of the case with most dolls. He's got the same swivel joint on the thighs, just like he does on his biceps. And the knees are not double jointed either. They look like they are, but they're not. But they do bend pretty far, which is good. And he's got a good range of motion in the ankles, just like he does on the wrists. The feet sculpting is pretty basic. I mean, it's detailed enough, kind of like a Ken or Barbie doll, but nothing too crazy. And the hands, I will admit, are a bit small. They kind of look like baby hands. The arms in general, I think, look a little too skinny for this body. But apart from that, the sculpting on the rest of the body looks pretty good and detailed enough, I should say. Overall, the joints are pretty nice and stiff, which is good. It's what you want because that way the doll will actually hold a pose. Okay, now we can get to the little baggie over here. This doll came with 3 different neck pegs so it can fit different head sizes, and of course the shoes. The first thing I wanted to do is check out the shoes. They were really tight. I had a really hard time putting the shoes on and an even harder time taking them off. I thought for sure I was going to break the doll. Thankfully I didn't. So I'm wondering how I'm actually going to put these shoes on when the doll has socks on. I think I might have to actually heat up the shoes first before putting them on and then never take them off again because this was really, really hard. This doll came with 3 different neck pegs, kind of a hook-like one. I don't know what you call this neck peg, but it's a smaller neck peg. And then it came with a smaller ball joint one. And a bigger ball joint. Putting them in the body is very simple. You just line up the tabs, push it in, and then twist. And the neck peg stays in there nice and strong, doesn't wiggle, and it comes out the same way. Just twist and pull. One thing I forgot to mention when we were looking at the body earlier is that you can see the seams where the doll was released from the mold. Like, you can see all the mold seams, especially in the joints. It's not the cleanest look. It's not terrible though. It's kind of like the made-to-move Barbies on the market. But I thought it was worth mentioning just in case. He can stand on his own very well, and is very well balanced thanks to those heavy rubber legs. The body itself stands at about 10.5 inches or 26 centimeters. Here is the body side by side with some dolls from my stock box. These are all dolls that are frequently customized by other doll artists, so this gives you a better visual of how tall this body is. So he's about the size of a Barbie doll, or like a Ken. I don't have any Ken clothes to try on this body, but he does fit the BTS shirts. Not the pants though, because the hips are way too wide. I'm sure this doll body would have absolutely no problem wearing Ken clothes though. The entire time I've been reviewing this doll, I couldn't help feeling that something was not quite right with the proportions, so I compared him to my BTS doll, and that is when I realized his arms are short. I am not vibing with these T-Rex arms at all. They're not terrible, they're not bad, but they're short enough to bother me. So if I ever customize this doll body, I might have to think of some way to fix this, because I know it's gonna bother me. Overall, the only issue I have with this doll base is the arms. It doesn't look like they fit the body, with the hands being small and baby-like while the body itself is big and manly looking. But this is not a bad base. It's not the highest quality out there, but it's not garbage either. It's sturdy and made with decent materials, which is what's important. He was only $11, so you get what you pay for. If you're curious to get this body for yourself, I will try to leave a link in the description box below, but I noticed that sometimes it doesn't always work with AliExpress. But I will try. If you found this review video helpful, give it a like, and if you have ever bought a doll from AliExpress, let me know in the comments below. I am very curious to see what other people's experiences are with buying dolls off of this platform. If you're someone who enjoys watching doll custom videos, or if you're curious to see what this doll base gets turned into in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!